Listify.
On April 16, 2023, around midnight, a man named Jacob was startled awake by an unusual noise outside his room. Filled with fear, he bravely left his bed to investigate, and what he encountered left him deeply unsettled. You might recall a previous video featuring Jacob, the man who inherited his grandmother's old house along with a rather eerie clown doll named Jeffrey. Due to his discomfort with Jeffrey, he had taken to keeping the clown doll locked away in a separate room. However, on this fateful night, something transpired that truly terrified Jacob. It was nearing midnight when a loud bang abruptly woke him from his slumber. He heard a series of more noises and suddenly realized that they were originating from the room adjacent to his, where the clown doll had been placed. What unfolds next is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Let's take a look.
I just heard banging.
As Jacob investigates the room where the strange sounds originated, a loud noise suddenly emanates from downstairs. Anxious, he gazes down the staircase when, unexpectedly, he hears the distinct sound of footsteps ascending the steps. However, upon closer inspection, there appears to be no one there. In a swift motion, Jacob turns around to see the door slowly opening, revealing Jeffrey. What's eerie is that Jeffrey's head, initially facing the wall, is now turned to gaze at the door. Freaked out by these events, Jacob abruptly ends the video and retreats to his room, locking himself in until morning. Following this unsettling night, he becomes convinced that Jeffrey is haunted and fears that similar incidents or worse may happen again. As a result, he opts to relocate Jeffrey to the basement.
Another update. I think I'm definitely going to be moving Jeffrey. With whatever happened last night, I don't want him near me. I'm gonna be putting him in the basement, so I'm gonna follow up. This is the results so far. I'm gonna leave him here for now, but I think I'm gonna put a camera here. Jeffrey's still here, so we're gonna see if there's anything I missed.
Now, unlike before, Jacob has taken steps to monitor Jeffrey by installing a security camera right in front of him. If anything unusual occurs, he will receive an instant notification from the camera. Fast forward a few nights later, and Jacob receives an alert indicating movement inside the basement. He promptly checks the live feed from the camera and notices that it's moving from side to side. Initially, this doesn't concern him much because he forgot that the camera was placed on top of a heater with a timer that causes it to turn on and oscillate periodically. The movement was simply due to the heater being active. However, as he continues to watch, something unfolds that sends shivers down his spine. Let's take a look. I'm not sure why he'd have a heater running in the basement. That seems strange to me. But as we just saw, the camera starts moving from side to side. The clown's arm starts moving on its own, and seconds later, the light bulb explodes loudly, plunging the basement into darkness. After that, a strange voice is heard, whispering something that's hard to make out. Not much else happens after this, but everything that occurred before made Jacob decide to keep Jeffrey locked up in the basement. They continue to record Jeffrey just in case he moves again. For now, there haven't been any further updates from Jacob, so this video remains a mystery. In this next video, we meet a man whose entire home is adorned with Bibles and religious items, and he regularly engages in prayer and piano playing with verses from the Bible. Virtually everything in his apartment is rooted in his religious beliefs. While you might assume he's deeply devoted to his faith, there's more to the story. This man has been encountering strange occurrences in his home since a visit to his father's gravesite at the cemetery. He can't shake the feeling that something has followed him home, and it terrifies him. As a result, he's been praying and singing religious songs more frequently than usual, hoping to rid his home of the malevolent presence he believes has taken up residence. One day, while taking a nap, he's jolted awake by a loud noise in the living room, prompting him to grab his phone and record what unfolds.
Bueno, estoy grabando este video porque estoy tratando de dormir, pero acabo de escuchar un golpe duro por allá en la sala, entonces decidí grabar porque hace días que se viene presentando cosas extrañas en el apartamento. Son las 4:13 minutos de la tarde, entonces me parece muy extraño que hasta ahora están sucediendo como cosas raras. Entonces, comedor. Miren, es en el comedor. Tengo las ventanas cerradas, miren. Nada. Esto viene sucediendo hace como una semana ya. Pues la verdad se me hace muy extraño. Se me hace muy extraño que estén pasando cosas así.
The man starts to feel uneasy when he notices a set of eating utensils swinging back and forth, as if a strong breeze had blown through. However, he quickly points out that all the windows are tightly closed. This naturally makes him quite scared, but what happens next leaves him even more shaken. A few days later, the man uploads a video in which he seems deeply distressed. Watch it to find out what happens next.
En el nombre de Jesús te ordeno que te vayas. En el nombre de Jesús ordeno que te vayas. No tienes derecho de estar aquí. Ordeno que te vas. Ordeno que te vas en el nombre de Jesús.
Frustrated with the alleged spirit, the man firmly demands it to leave immediately. However, after doing so, a piano key appears to be pressed by an unseen force. In a state of panic, the man hastily exits the room, now certain that something is deliberately unsettling him. But if that wasn't evident enough, 4 days later, another unnerving incident occurs. It's 3 in the morning, and the man and his girlfriend, who was spending the night, are awakened by strange noises. What unfolds next deeply unsettles them. Have a look.
Bueno, voy a grabar este video porque nuevamente se están escuchando en el apartamento ruidos. Son las 3 de la mañana con 16 minutos y... Escucha. ¿Se la sabe? Sí. Escucha. Esta vez no estoy solo, esta vez estoy con mi novia que por fin decidió venir a acompañarme, pues estaba asustada debido a todas estas cosas que están pasando. ¿Dónde es eso, amor?
La cocina.
¿Qué fue eso?
Se cayó.
Yo voy a mirar. Quédese aquí, amor, quédese aquí.
Amor.
Señor bendito. Amor, quédese acá, yo voy solo, amor.
Yo.
Prenda la luz, prenda la luz. Se ve todo tranquilo por acá. En el nombre de Jesús, manifiéstate. Parece que es en la cocina. En el nombre de Jesús, manifiéstate. Vaya para el cuarto, amor.
No.
¿Qué fue eso? ¿Estás viendo, amor? ¿Estás viendo? Es en la cocina, amor. Cuidado con la cocina. Manifiéstate en el nombre de Jesús. Te ordeno que te manifiestes. ¿Qué fue lo que sonó así ahorita, amor?
La cocina.
Mierda. Mira, amor, mira. ¿Ves que no mentiras, amor? Es un vaso. Es un vaso. Y mira, todos los cajones están abiertos. ¿Qué es lo que pasa aquí, Dios mío? Amor.
Oddly, the wind chimes start moving by themselves, and the kitchen looks like it's been messed up. But the man insists there are no signs of a break-in anywhere in the house. Making things even stranger, the man mentions that his girlfriend suddenly felt very sick just minutes after this incident. Whether this had anything to do with her sudden illness is unclear, However, given what occurred only days later, the man can't help but wonder if some spirit was behind these events. Late at night, the man is awakened once more by mysterious noises, and this is what he captures on camera. Suddenly, the unmistakable sound of thunderous footsteps charging at full speed approaches the man, followed by an attack from an unseen force. Petrified, he stands frozen, struggling to process the shocking encounter. Eventually, he reaches for his phone and abruptly ends the video. What adds to the mystery, viewers find it odd that the man consistently avoids turning on the lights during these incidents. He explains that the light switches for most of the rooms are situated near the main entrance, an area he avoids due to his intense fear. Regardless of whether it's a ghost or not, the man persists in praying and reading passages from the Bible, hoping these actions will help rid him of the eerie presence that plagues him. I don't know about you, but these videos are already giving me the chills. Now let's move on to the next video, which was recorded in early January 2023 by a woman named Nancy Malkin. She had a very strange encounter in her child's bedroom. Nancy explains that she went up to her son's bedroom because she saw something unusual on the security camera placed there. She had just woken up from a nap and checked the camera's live feed, where she noticed a peculiar orb flying around her son's toys. This orb moved strangely, reacting to objects as if it had a mind of its own. Nancy watched this mysterious orb for more than 5 minutes, and it remained in the same spot, floating around. Intrigued and wanting to know more, she walked over to her son's room. However, to her surprise, there was nothing visible to her naked eye. Strangely, on the camera's live feed, she could still see the ball of light floating in the same spot. In the short clip, Nancy is observing the orb through the security camera's live feed on her phone. It's important to note that without her phone, she couldn't see anything in person. As she watches, the ball of light moves around frenetically. One day, Nancy decided to try communicating with a mysterious orb. She asked it to touch her hand, and something intriguing happened. The orb swiftly moved away from her hand as if she had frightened it. Deciding to leave the enigmatic orb alone, Nancy called it a day. Even after she left, the orb continued to fly around the same area. However, just minutes later, when she checked the camera again, the orb had disappeared entirely. It had simply vanished. Since that recording, the orb has not reappeared. Nancy speculates that it might have been the spirit of a child, as it kept hovering around her son's toys. Perhaps it simply wanted to play with them, as Nancy suggests. Regardless of its nature, she insists that this mysterious orb seemed intelligent, responding to her actions. To this day, she remains curious about what this ball of light was doing inside her son's bedroom. In Poland, there's an apartment where some really odd stuff is happening. The guy living there says that when he's alone, he gets this eerie feeling that someone else is with him. And when his roommates aren't around, strange noises start popping up out of the blue, especially at night. What makes this even weirder is that these weird things always seem to happen during the night. So, the guy, knowing this, keeps his phone handy and starts recording the video you're about to see. And here's the spooky part. There's no one else home when this is recorded.
To od jakiegoś czasu cały czas coś, właśnie takie dziwne hałasy. Ja pierdolę, co to? Jak? Co to? What the fuck? O co chodzi? What the fuck?
Mysteriously, the bathroom faucet is found running, as if someone or something had turned it on. The man turns it off but appears confused about how it started by itself. He returns to his room, but eerily, the light switch he just turned on is immediately switched off. It seems like someone or something at the other end of the hall had turned off the light. But this isn't the end of it. Only a few nights later, something equally creepy occurs. It's nighttime, and the man recording hears banging noises outside his door. His heart pounds as he records this unsettling event.
Nie, ja pierdolę. Co jest, kurwa? Whoa!
Picture a scene straight out of a horror movie. The man cautiously peers out from his bedroom, scanning the dark hallway for any signs of life. Finding no one, he checks the bathroom and, upon seeing it empty, hurries back to his room. But his heart stops as he takes in the sudden chaos in the kitchen, as if a massive earthquake has wreaked havoc. In sheer terror, he rushes back to his room and abruptly ends the video. The events of that night have left him deeply shaken. It remains unclear whether he continues to reside in the apartment, as there have been no updates or new videos. As with most videos, you're left to draw your own conclusions. Is there something dwelling inside his apartment? Or might there be a rational explanation for all that occurred? In this video, two friends are hosting a live stream while playing video games late at night. It's a routine for them, but on this occasion, something eerie unfolds during their live broadcast. This incident occurred during an all-night gaming session, around 5 in the morning. A strange noise emanates from the kitchen, which is quite close to where the boys are playing in the living room. Initially, they assume it's a family member grabbing a snack and don't pay it much heed. However, as the live stream progresses, something happens that completely grabs their attention and compels them to abruptly end the live broadcast. It all unfolds while they're playing in the dark.
Oh, hijo, dale. Hacer la cola, no va la cola. Dale. ¿Qué haces? Fíjate si me limito por ahí. ¿Qué va? Anda a cerrar. Mirá, exacto era. Iba a cerrar un pez. Las 5 yo soy. Las 5 yo soy.
Initially, the fridge door appears to open by itself, almost as if someone wanted a snack. These two boys assumed it might be one of their brothers, as one of them typically wakes up around this time to cook something. Thinking it was left open accidentally, one of the boys gets up to close it. However, as they return, something even stranger unfolds. A chair suddenly moves on its own, shifting several inches, causing both friends to freeze in shock. At this moment, they both realize that something unexplainable had taken place. Something supernatural. Viewers share this belief, but as always, I'll leave it to you to decide. Was it a paranormal event, or was there another explanation? Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, this has been Chan for Listify Chills. Bye for now.